up on Good Morning Texas, how a former UT student is giving back to the community, one piano at a time.
The future's looking bright for one huge Austin staple. What's next for Tiff's Treats?
And today we celebrate 5 years of going on air. A look back on some of what we've done here at GMTX.
All this and more coming up on Good Morning Texas.
Good morning, Texas. I'm Katie Keenan.
And I'm Cassandra Jaramillo. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We're here at GMTX. We're celebrating a couple of things. The first episode of Good Morning Texas went on air in 2010. So on this week's episode, we are very happy to be celebrating 5 years of GMTX. And, just in my time here, it's just been amazing to meet so many people and see the amazing things that they have done through the program. They graduate here from UT, go out and do big things, and it's something that we are very proud of here.
Right, absolutely. And in addition to our anniversary show, we're also celebrating Veterans Day. We here at GMTX would like to thank all of our former and current military personnel for sacrificing their lives so we could live ours. We greatly appreciate your service.
Yes, a huge thank you to our veterans. We probably don't say it nearly enough. And some of us, though, may be better at showing it. GMTX Brianna Stone and Kylie Badgley show you how you can help celebrate it at home. Take a look.
I'm Brianna.
And I'm Kylie with Good Morning Texas.
And today we're going to show you how to do a couple of Veterans Day inspired DIY crafts.
First, we're going to make some floral arrangements and an American flag wreath out of twine and clothespins.
Stay tuned and let's get started. The first thing we did was use tape to mark off the different stripes. 2 of the jars were painted red and white, and the third jar was painted solid blue. We used acrylic paint and sponge brushes. In order to give it a more rustic look, we used light brush strokes and allowed some of the red and white stripes to bleed into each other. Okay, and while we wait for these jars to dry, we're going to start painting the clothespins for our wreath. The clothespins were painted in rows exactly as they came out of the package, which was quicker and easier than painting them individually. For this wreath, we used 24 of each color. After waiting a few minutes for everything to dry, we began to clip the clothespins onto the twine. The red and white stripes were each 4 clothespins wide, and all the blue clothespins were put together. Each one was clipped as close together as possible so that the twine would form a sturdy wreath when we were finished.
Also later this morning, the City of Austin and Travis County will be kicking off Veterans Day festivities down South Congress to honor our communities and nation's veterans. The parade actually begins at 9:30 this morning, Katie.
Yeah, it's so important to remember this day, especially since our military is on a voluntary basis, and a lot of other militaries are not. So it's really important to remember this day. So happy Veterans Day to all the veterans out there. Well, as we said before, we are celebrating all things GMTX this week, something we would not be able to do anywhere else but here on the beautiful 40 acres. But just how well do you know your university? We asked a few students that exact question.
We're out here on campus seeing how much UT students know about their school. What's the name of UT's president?
I have no idea.
Oh, I know this one. You know it. You know it.
No, I don't.
I don't know.
Ooh, ever since Powers left, I haven't kept up with that at all.
Greg Fenves.
Greg Fenves.
Do you know the head football coach's name?
T. It starts with a T, right? No. Okay.
No, but I think he's new.
Coach Strong.
Coach Strong.
Do you know what the PCL stands for?
Something Commons Library.
I'm there all the time. I really don't know. Something library.
Yeah, the something Castell, something library.
I just called it the library for a long time.
Perry Castaneda Library.
Perry Castaneda Library.
What does DKR stand for?
Oh my God, Daryl.
Daryl.
Is it Daniel K. Royal or Daryl K. Royal?
So I I'm actually graduating in May, and I'm pretty sure I'd be stumped by a few of those questions right there, which is a little embarrassing, but at least I'll admit that.
Yeah, definitely. There's so many different UT traditions and things that people don't know about, so it's hard to keep track with all of them sometimes.
Yes, I agree. Well, Katie, I don't know if you've had breakfast yet, but there's a story that I just have to share with you, and it might just make you hungry. What began as a simple craving for the perfect cookie has turned into an Austin staple. Reporter Danielle Smith takes a whiff of the future and what it holds for Tiff's Treats.
Tiff's Treats was founded by Longhorns Tiffany Taylor and Leon Chen in 1999 when they were only sophomores at the University of Texas. Today, Tiff's Treats is the classic cookie that has students and locals waiting at their doorstep.
The first time I got Tiff's Treats was my freshman year here at UT, and my mom sent me 2 dozen for my birthday with ice cream and balloons, and it was the greatest thing ever, and she wrote a little note, and I just kind of walked down the halls and was like, here you go, have some Tiff's.
Tiff Treats customers tend to play favorites when it comes to their cookie flavors.
Chocolate chip is our favorite, isn't it?
So I love our chocolate chip cookies.
Got 2 chocolate chip cookies.
Yeah, I took a little piece of my chocolate chip when it's warmed up and everything.
The company pioneered the warm cookie delivery industry, bringing gooey goodness straight to students. As Tiff's Treats grew, the flagship location at Nueces and MLK couldn't handle the demand. Executive Vice President of Marketing, Jeff Sater, explains the need for expansion.
We work a lot like a pizza place. Once we get to a certain size, we need another store there so we can service out of here.
The most recent Austin addition to the Tiff's takeover is located at 51st and Lancaster. This is the first Tiff's Treats location on the east side of Austin.
It was just kind of a natural expansion of where we were already servicing.
As the ovens overflow here in Texas, there is talk of Tiff's Treats expanding outside of the state.
I can only say that we'll be opening up 4 stores in the markets that we're already in next year, as well as 4 stores outside of Texas if the cookies crumble the right way.
No matter where Tiff's Treats decides to set up shop, Austin will always be home to this warm cookie craze. For Good Morning Texas, I'm Danielle Smith.
Seeing that package actually did make me hungry. Like, I can't imagine Austin without Tiff's Treats. It's crazy.
I know. And, Tiff's Treats is, like Danielle Smith said, it's an Austin staple. It was actually started by some UT students, and it's grown to be such a huge part of the city here. And another thing that, of course, is a huge part of Austin is how we recognize our city as the live music capital of the world. And one UT alum will be hosting a house concert with 6 pianos in an innovative way to mimic surround sound.
Self-trained composer Nathan Felix has put together a piece for 6 pianos that will be performed in his home. The pianos are arranged in a circle, with the pianists facing away from each other. The pianists rely on sound to find harmony.
I collected them for free off of Craigslist, and they were sort of beat up. And I thought, man, wouldn't this be great if I could do the performance and then fix them up and donate them so that I could give back to the community, because I grew up here in North Austin in particular, and I thought it would be really cool to have people come be a part of this interactive experience with music and then give back to the community and help nurture and groom the next generation of musicians or even just aspiring artists.
While showcasing their talents, the musicians also hope to give back to their community.
The project is designed to bring more creative arts events to North Austin. Once the refurbishing of the pianos are complete, the pianos will be donated to the community centers and schools that lack arts programs in lower-income neighborhoods.
I think that in general, for the health of a person or the health of community, it's good to have an outlet to express yourself, and so providing a tool for some students to be able to do that and experiment is really great, and also probably symbolic for him being a DIY composer.
Gina Chen, GMTX.
The live show put on by Mr. Felix will be held on November 14th at 8 p.m. Music lovers and neighbors are invited to come together to enjoy the music that gives back to the community.
Well, when we come back, your top stories and a look at this week's weather forecast.
Keep it here for more Good Morning Texas. Welcome back to Good Morning Texas. There has been several news headlines throughout the week going on. I mean, it should be interesting to see what we'll have in our news headlines this segment. Anyways, let's get to those news headlines for the week. Tina Rico's in studio right now. What's happening in the news this week, Tina?
If you are a Starbucks coffee lover, you probably know that this time of year means the return of their annual Red Holiday Cups. This year's cup, however, is receiving some backlash. Starbucks unveiled a plain red cup as this year's design. An outcry began when some on social media said that Starbucks removed Christmas from their cups. Critics say the new design was an attack on the Christian faith. In the past, the red cups have had some type of snowflake, ornament, or reindeer design. Others on social media have come to the company's defense that the red color on the cup still represents the holidays. Starbucks finally released a statement saying that the new design, which mimics a blank canvas, was meant to invite customers to create their own stories on the annual red cup. And some sad news as another restaurant on the drag has closed. Noodles & Company closed the doors on all 6 of their Austin area locations. The company announced the decision after they fell short of Wall Street expectations and suffered a $9.8 million loss in revenue. Although Noodles & Company closed multiple stores throughout the nation, Austin suffered the biggest loss. H&M has announced that their U.S. stores will be closed on Thanksgiving Day. The company says that they want to allow their employees to enjoy the holiday with their family and friends. With this move, H&M joins other fellow retailers like TJ Maxx and Staples on taking a stand against the shopping frenzy surrounding the Thanksgiving holiday. That's your dose of Good Morning Texas news this morning. Back to you, ladies.
Thanks, Tina. And how's our weather looking? Are the cooler temperatures here to stay?
It's time to dig through your closet and pull out your sweaters, jackets, and scarves. Fall has finally arrived in Austin. Today, you can expect a partly sunny day with a high of 81. Make sure you pack your umbrellas as you head out the door. There is a 30% chance of rain throughout the day. Tonight, we are expecting a low of 53, so bundle up if you are heading out at night. On Thursday, we are expecting a sunny day with a high of 70 and a low of around 52 at night. Your weekend forecast is looking pretty clear except for some chances of rain Saturday night moving into your Sunday. Make sure you're still planning to bundle up. Friday will be partly sunny with a high of 64 and a low of 51. Saturday will be mostly cloudy throughout the day with a high near 63. The rain is expected to start Saturday night with a 30% chance of rain. Sunday will have a high near 65 and a low around 59. Make sure you have your umbrella all day Sunday. We are expecting a 40% chance of rain throughout the day and night. That's your weather. Back to you.
Thank you, Tina. Now, when we come back, we sit down with a GMTX alum and UT grad to talk about her success and life after producing for the show throughout her college career and what she's doing now.
So all you soon-to-be graduates, take notes. Stay tuned for more Good Morning Texas.
Texas Student Television here has turned some very talented journalists into the field. Many of them, they're balancing schoolwork and dedicating several hours of energy to shows like Good Morning Texas. And today in studio, I'm so happy to have Colleen Nelson here, who was a producer for Good Morning Texas just, 2 years ago, a year ago?
Yeah, 2 years ago? Yeah. I know, it feels like much, much longer, but it wasn't really that long ago. But it's good to be back. Thank you guys so much for having me.
Absolutely. We're happy to have you here. What is it like? I mean, you graduated and now you're back here. Is it a little nostalgic?
It's weird. It's super weird. It's really cool to see how things have changed. It's a lot different than from when I was here, but it's all in good ways. It's like seeing, this little baby that was just like born when I got to school here and started, and now it's this huge live production, and it's so great, and it's really cool to be back.
Mm-hmm. And Colleen, tell us a little bit about what you went off to do after you graduated, and fill us in on that.
Okay, so I graduated in May, and I had been interning at Time Warner Cable News here in Austin, and upon graduation they offered me a job as a producer for their morning show, which I was very, very, very excited to take. So I took that. I was working 3 a.m. to noon producing the morning show. It was such a good experience. I was there for about 6 months, and then I got a call from another place I had interned, which is KLRU, the Austin PBS station. They had offered me a job as their production coordinator, so that's where I'm at now. I've only been there for like 2 weeks, but loving that as well. So yeah, and I'm back on campus, which is awesome, and loving adult life, part of it, not the bill part, every other part.
Yeah. I don't think that ever gets to be fun. And you said you've only been with KLRU for a short time, but you've already had an incredible experience. The team won a Lone Star Emmy. How was that like? And what was that this past weekend?
Yeah, that was this past weekend. We got a Lone Star Emmy. It's sitting above my toilet in my bathroom right now because I don't know where else to put an Emmy. That was for a show. That was for a show that we did when I was interning with them as a student.
Wow.
So this is like for all the people out there that are thinking about what they're gonna do when they graduate. My experience has shown that internships are so powerful because both of my jobs have been through internships. The Lone Star Emmy was through something I did when I was still an intern with them. So yeah, it's a good experience all around.
Mm-hmm. What was perhaps the most valuable part of the internships that you took as a college student? And I guess,
Yeah.
what is some advice that you would give a student who's taking an internship their senior and junior year of college?
My advice is to try everything. So I came into college wanting to report. I graduated college knowing that I did not want to report. And the only way I knew that was because I tried everything, both here at TSTV and during my internship. So get your hands on everything. Hold a camera, do interviews, go out in the field, produce, stay in the studio. Try everything to figure out, because now's the time when you can figure out what you're really passionate about and what you're not so passionate about. And you don't have to play that guessing game when you graduate, which a lot of people end up playing when they graduate, and then it gets them, in this limbo period, 3 to 5 years of figuring out what they want to do. So that's why TSTV was really valuable too, was being able to hands-on figure out what I wanted to do and what everything was going to be like. And when I graduated, I knew exactly. There was no doubt in my mind that I wanted to produce.
Do you still keep in touch with some of your friends at TSTV?
I do. It's so cool to see where everybody is. They're all over the place. Let's see. We have Kaylee and John. They're at ESPN. Jenna Ray Housen is like gallivanting across the world right now. I think she's in Spain right now.
Spain.
Okay, yeah. There's people in LA. It's amazing to see where all of these TSTVers go. Everybody's super successful, and I really think the experience at TSTV helps them get to where they are now, so it's awesome.
You've been watching the show from Master Control. What are some things that stick out to you that have changed since you were the producer and host here at Good Morning Texas?
Hands down, the live aspect. We were not live when I was here. I think we filmed like in the afternoon or something. So yeah, that's really cool to see, because that was always something that we talked about. It was always like, one day we'll be live, one day we'll be live. And now you guys are live, and it's awesome, and you're doing such a good job. It's all different. It's all the same, but it's all different in a good way. It's grown up a lot. It's gotten a lot more mature, which is great.
Yeah, I think that's a perfect way to describe it, is that Good Morning Texas has grown up. This is now I'm going on my 4th year here on the show, and I remember the days of us doing live to tape on Friday afternoons, and while it was nice to kind of have that safety net of like not being live, now that we're live, you do it, it's done, and you move on with your day. So
yeah, I think that's great. I think it's awesome that you guys are doing that.
So for anyone at home watching, or journalism students who may see this video, what career advice would you give them now that you're in the position that you're in?
Try a lot of different things. Like I said earlier, intern a lot of different places, also like I said earlier, and build relationships. It's not all about who you know, but it is all about who you know. So just make friends with everybody. Try and, meet as many people as you can, and you'll be good.
I love that advice. And I will be taking that advice as I graduate in May. Colleen, thank you so much for coming by Good Morning Texas. It was so nice to see you and have you here.
Of course.
And coming up, we will have a look back at the years of Good Morning Texas and how the show has changed over the last 5 years. Stay tuned.
welcome back to Good Morning Texas. We are nearing the end of our anniversary show, but not without first looking back at GMTX through the years. It's a little too early for Throwback Thursday, so let's consider this a Way Back Wednesday.
I love that.
Have a marvelous morning. We'll see you back here next week. Don't forget to put 'em up.
So there's one part in the montage that I just have to give the backstory for. I don't know if you saw Kramer, who was eating the chicken wings. There's a clip of that. And in that segment, he was with Emily Jimenez, who was, she's very petite. And the challenge was to eat the very spicy wings at Pluckers.
Oh,
and so
wow.
Kramer, he's this, big tough guy, tall.
Right.
And Emily is this petite, quaint young woman. And she ended up eating more wings than him. I'm pretty sure she did 6 or 7. She didn't do the full 10, but Kramer could only do 1. And I
gosh.
just thought that was so funny, and I loved seeing that moment because when it happened, we were all sure that Kramer was going to kill the wings.
That's so
because
funny.
he loves spicy food and he was talking the big talk. You know,
Right.
I just had to give that backstory.
And I'm sure there have been so many surprises throughout the years, and it's great to see the show develop and change and evolve. And just looking at that package, it was really awesome to see that. And it's been a great opportunity for students, to really get out there, meet people, report. It's great.
Yes. I mean, 4 years. I'm going on my 4th year here at GMTX, and to see how I've improved as a journalist and as a reporter since my freshman year has been incredible, and I've really, really enjoyed it. And unfortunately, that's all the time we have for you this morning. For a look at what all Good Morning Texas has put out over the years, please visit our YouTube page. And of course, for more updates throughout the week, follow us on Twitter at Good Morning TX. Again, thank you for joining us. I'm Cassandra Jaramillo.
And I'm Katie Keenan. We'll see you here next week on Good Morning Texas. Here's to many more years to come here at Texas Student Television. Have a marvelous morning.